Ladies and gentlemen, are we all in place for the beginning of the Administrative Committee meeting on February 9th,
Dr. Burke,
2018?
Councilman Ritchie just stepped out for the restroom. Oh, here she is. Yay, she's back.
Okay, we'll start again. We'll call it to order the Administrative Committee meeting for February 9th, 2018. And we'll first ask if there are any board member concerns by those board members present. Hearing none, I don't have any travel to approve. Mr. Nastri, do you have any other out-of-country travel?
I have no out-of-country travel to report.
Are there any questions? Are there any questions by any of my colleagues on the March agenda?
Dr. Burke, on the March agenda, I'd just like to note that the recommended approval of a contract for the residential furnace rebate program, which is companion to the upcoming proposed Rule 1111, was inadvertently left off of this agenda, and we just want to make sure that you're aware of that and that we can include it. It'll be at the Stationary Source Committee next week and will be added to the March agenda for your consideration.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Do we have any board members' assistance on the agenda today?
No.
Okay. How about the status on major ongoing projects for information management? I see Ron sitting there, but there's a presentation to be made.
Good morning, Dr. Burke, members of the committee, Ron Moskowitz, ADO of Information Management. Our projects are going very well. Our website is up and running. We upgraded some hardware ahead of schedule, and things are moving quicker on the website. We're continuing to fine-tune as we find things to improve. Our EGIS project is going well, and we're ahead of schedule on that. Our IT review, which was presented the last committee board meeting, we are finalizing our prioritization and implementation plan, and answer any questions.
Do any of my colleagues have any questions?
None here.
Ron, I want you to know this is the first time in 20 years that somebody got through this with no question. That's amazing. That's amazing. I take a motion.
No motion.
It's just information on it. No motion.
We have a motion and a second?
There's no motion.
There's no motion this time.
Oh, it says on mine, motion requested. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. I'm on Ron's wrong one. Okay. Item 7.
Good morning, Dr. Burke, members of the committee. In November 2017, the board approved the release of an RFP to solicit bids for software development and support. This item is to execute the selected contracts from that competitively bid process. The funds are already in our current budget, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
I'll move the item.
Second.
You could be like Derek Jeter. Would the clerk call the roll?
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes.
Dr. Parker,
Yes.
Dr. Burke,
Yes.
motion passes 3-0.
Item 8.
Item number 8.
Good morning again. Our legal division requires a case management system, and this item is to really put a process in place to potentially replace our current legal case management system. We are working with the current vendor, and this is contingent on them to be able to fulfill their obligations. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
What if they don't? Are we gonna,
Okay.
what are the what are our remedies?
So we are looking to design a new a web-based case management system internally.
But we've actually initiated
What-
a letter to this facility
That's correct.
saying they have to correct it, and if they don't, we're gonna seek all remedies to correct that situation, including either a refund or a correction or potentially litigation.
That's correct. And we're currently working with them to have them attempt to correct their issues.
And if they don't, then we're gonna go to a whole new program.
That's right.
We'll just wipe this one off our hard disks and we'll go to a whole new program.
We will take what is our data from the system and put it into a new system.
A new system. Okay.
Excuse me, I'm a little confused. Kirk came last time and said that we had some problems with this vendor. Now we're proposing to continue with the vendor and allow them to correct the problems without exploring going to a new one? Is that what we're saying?
We have a current license with the vendor, which we are using their software at this time. And there are issues. We're giving them an opportunity to correct those issues. And so this is why this is in place, because if they cannot correct the issues, we need to move forward with a new system.
Excuse me, Dr. Parker, I believe the requested funding would not be for this vendor. That would be in the event that they are unable to cure their deficiencies, because we have an existing contract that pays them for what they should have done. So this authorization is consistent with, as we mentioned, in the event they're unable to cure, we will convert to having someone else do it, and meanwhile seek our legal recourse against this vendor.
Okay, I heard what you said, but I still haven't had an answer to my question.
I'm sorry.
Are we saying that the system that we have right now that is not working, is that this authorization is to go forward with them or a new vendor?
It would be
Because my concern itself is that if we have a problem that is not working, why are we then agreeing to pay this vendor money for work that has not been done and has not been done correctly?
So, Dr. Burke, excuse me, Dr. Parker, I wasn't clear. This money would be for a different vendor. In the event that this vendor cannot adequately perform, they're not going to get any of this new money.
So we're basically contingently approving a proposal just in case these other people do not come in. And if they do clear it up, then we don't go forward with this money. Is that correct?
That's
Right.
correct.
Okay.
With that said, may I get a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
Nancy, would you call the roll?
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes.
Dr. Parker,
Yes.
Dr. Burke,
Yes.
motion passes 3-0.
Next item.
Good morning, Chairman Burke. This is Philip Fine, Deputy Executive Officer, Planning and Rules. As you may remember, we had about 4 years ago, we had an assessment of the way that the district does its socioeconomic assessments of our rules and our air quality management plans. To date, more than 10 of 14 key recommendations have already been implemented or continue to be implemented. There's a few more, so this is to issue an RFP that deals with quantifying the public welfare benefits of our plans and rules. So there's 2 RFPs, one on residential visibility benefits, the other on the other welfare benefits, and just the issuance of RFPs, and both money for both those projects are already included in our budget for this year. Happy to answer any questions.
Any discussion?
I have a question. I think
Yes.
this deals with the linguistics here.
Uh-huh.
And when we talk about residential visibility, what are we talking about?
So So these are secondary welfare benefits. So when you talk about the benefits of cleaning the air, there's the health benefits. Those are the primary benefits, and then you look at these secondary benefits, which are things like the effect on agriculture, the effect on materials, because ozone will degrade, rubber and other things, paints, ecosystems, and one of those is also the welfare of visibility. So it's like, can you quantify the benefit of having less hazy days to the region? It might attract more people. It might be a better place to live. I mean, property values may go up. So trying to quantify that is not an easy thing, but people have tried, and we're doing a bit of a study and literature review to see if we can work that into our analysis.
I'm wondering why it's residential. It's not commercial, it's residential.
Laying on that, there's a recreational visibility and a residential.
Right, okay.
So it's basically the ability to see, for example, from your house to look at the mountains far away. And then for the recreational visibility, it's the ability to see when you're going to a state park, national park, then you can see far away, like the view. So you derive some utility or benefits from this enjoyable experience. So we're trying to quantify that benefits. So actually in the past, we already have quantified the residential benefits in the 2007 and also 2012 AQMPs. But then in the 2014 app report, they pointed out that the study done at the time and also some methodology that we rely upon might be a little bit outdated, that do not reflect the recent developments in the economics literature. So they recommended that we look into the recent economic literature to look at all the improvements that have been done and see if we can incorporate that in our future analysis. So we did not do that for the 2016 NQMP because we were implementing other 10 benefits recommendations. But then we do plan for the next rounds of AQMPs to implement these welfare benefits that are recommended by F Associates.
Okay. So is this standard? I mean, ABT recommends this, but other air districts doing it?
Well, EPA and others try to take into account these public welfare benefits. What they recommended is that we update the methods we were using before. So they will look at what other districts do, what other states do, what EPA does, and maybe some of the latest economic literature, and then they'll make recommendations as to how we should incorporate it.
Okay, thank you. Requires a motion. I'll move approval.
Item?
We have a motion and a second. Would the clerk call the roll?
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes.
Dr. Parker? Dr. Parker?
Yes.
Dr. Burke?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0.
Okay. Dr. Fine?
Yes, this item is just to, as a recommendation to appoint Dr. Parker to the Home Rule Advisory Group, and it's just coming to this committee for concurrence.
Move approval.
Second?
Would the clerk call the roll?
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes.
Dr. Parker?
Yes.
Dr. Burke?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0.
Mr. Alatorre?
So good morning, Dr. Burke and committee members. This item is to approve contracting consulting services with Double Nickel Advisors. They have, in the past, have given us strategic advice and counsel on AQMP funding as well as other related issues to the legislature. So we ask that this item be approved to get into contract with Double Nickel Advisors.
Any questions by any of my colleagues?
Yes, I just ask a question. What is the amount of the contract, Mr. Alatorre?
Yes, sir. The amount is $120,000. It's a one-year contract.
Wait here, okay.
And I have a question.
I'll move the item. Oh,
We have a motion by Dr. Parker.
it's a question.
I'm sorry, Ms. Mitchell, your question?
It's a sole source
Yes, ma'am.
RFP, or whatever we call it.
Sole source.
So the question is, Have we had good service from this firm before, and there's a reason we think we want to continue with them?
Absolutely. They have given us valuable strategic advice in the past, and we do want to continue the services with them.
So it's because of the exceptional value of
Absolutely,
their
yes.
services
Yes,
that we want to proceed this way. All right, okay, you have a motion, I'll second it.
Nancy, would the secretary call the roll?
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes,
Dr. Parker,
Yes,
Dr. Burke,
Yes.
motion passes 3-0.
Mr. Alator?
Yes, sir, Dr. Burke, this item is to recommend an additional $250,000 be added to our Right to Breathe campaign. This is for the updated video of the Right to Breathe. When we initially launched this Right to Breathe video back in 2015, there was a budgeted amount of $518,000. And we think that that this new amended or newer version video should also have the equal amount of campaign money put into it. So we ask that this item be approved for $250,000 to add to the Right to Breathe video campaign.
I'm not clear. The original was 518,000,
Yes, sir.
and so this is 250. So how is that equal?
So I wanted to be brief about it, but there is a balance. If you recall back in,
Thank you. I appreciate your brevity, and I understand what you're going to say. Okay, I'll accept a motion on this item.
I'll move the item.
second,
Would the clerk call the roll?
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes,
Dr. Parker,
yes,
Dr. Burke,
Yes.
motion passes 3-0.
Item 13 is an RFQ. Sojida Yan?
Sujata,
Supposed to come,
Good.
huh?
Sujata.
How did I do?
you gotta see.
Did I murder it?
Good morning, Dr.
Sujata.
Parker. Yes, Dr. Parker. Thank you.
Jane.
Good morning, Dr. Parker. My name is Sujata Jain, and this is a standard item. It comes to the admin committee to approve the release of RFQs, and these are for purchases that are already budgeted for purchase of chairs for the district. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Is there any discussion on this item? May I get a motion on this item?
I'll move it.
I'll
We
second.
have a motion by Dr. Parker
I'll second.
and a second by Ms. Mitchell. Would the clerk call the roll?
Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell,
Yes,
Dr. Parker,
Yes,
Dr. Burke,
Yes.
motion passes 3-0.
Do we have any other business before the committee this morning?
No, sir.
Do we have any public comment in CC8?
none here.
We have no public comment here at the Lux, so I will adjourn the administrative committee meeting at this time.